I'm proud to stand with the New Jersey Coalition of Latino Pastors and Ministers, especially at a time when our community is under attack. The mass shooting that struck El Paso last weekend was a violent act of white supremacy, this time against our Latino community. This individual drove 9 hours from Dallas to the border town of El Paso with the intent to, quote, kill as many Mexicans as he could, claiming 22 lives and injuring another 24. Learning of the sacrifices some families made to protect their loved ones still makes my heart heavy. Andre and Jordan Ancholo were out shopping for a barbecue to celebrate their wedding anniversary. They died from the wounds they suffered while shielding their newborn infant. I can't begin to imagine how I would feel if my daughter Alicia had to do the same to protect my beloved granddaughter, Evangelina. My heart breaks for all the families that have been torn apart by gun violence in El Paso and Dayton and beyond. Likewise, my heart breaks for Hispanic Americans and immigrants across our country now grappling with the fact that El Paso's shooting was motivated by racial hatred. When I learned that the El Paso shooter posted a racist manifesto online that echoed many of the hateful words spoken by our president, I sadly wasn't surprised. President Trump has yet to learn that when you are president of the United States, your words matter. When you legitimize the views of the most fringe white nationalist elements of our society, you send a signal that violence is permissible. When you laugh at your political rally, when someone suggests shooting immigrants, you send a signal that violence is permissible. And when you warn your supporters of an incoming invasion and paint peaceful asylum seekers as dangerous criminals, you send a signal that violence is permissible. I question whether President Trump has truly learned this lesson. He did not learn it after Charlottesville or Pittsburgh or Poway, so I have a tough time believing he meant a word of what he said after El Paso. But here's the thing. We're not only the country with white nationalists. We're not the only country with white nationalists. However, we are the only country in the developed world that makes it so darn easy for dangerous individuals with hatred in their hearts to amass an arsenal of deadly weapons and ammunition. It's time for that to change. I'm sick and tired of hearing that gun safety laws don't work because they are literally working in every other industrialized society. I'm sick and tired of hearing guns don't kill people, people do. Well, without a gun or an assault weapon, you can't kill dozens of people in a matter of minutes. Over the past decade, 1.2 million Americans have been shot. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It is time for the majority leader of the United States Senate to bring us back to Washington to vote on common sense gun safety measures. In Dayton, Ohio, the shooter killed 9 people with a modified gun loaded with a 100-round drum magazine in just 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Think about that. Nine people. Many more wounded. It took him less than a minute to kill 9 people and forever change the lives of countless others. These weapons and the high-capacity magazines that attach to them are designed for one thing: high-capacity killing. That's why, in addition to co-sponsoring legislation to restore the assault weapons ban, something I voted for back in the early 90s when I was in the House of Representatives, I introduced earlier this year the Keep Americans Safe Act to limit magazine size to just 10 rounds. Why does anyone need 50, 100 rounds in a magazine? It's not about hunting. Likewise, we deserve the opportunity to vote on common sense, bipartisan bill to strengthen background checks that have already passed the House of Representatives. Leader McConnell could call us back to Washington and hold a vote on universal background checks today. That bill is pending in the Senate. He could put this country on a safer path today. He could stand up to the NRA today. But so far, the $1.6 million he's taken from the NRA paralyzes him from doing so. Look, we know that no single law can stop every tragedy, nor can we cure every heart of hatred. We can pass laws that save lives. We can close loopholes in our background check system. We can limit access to high-capacity magazines that we know are only designed for high-capacity killing. And we can outlaw military-style assault weapons. Those who say we can't, I say, give us a chance in the Senate to put the votes up and see who stands for what. Give us a chance for a vote. We can come together and we can speak out against racism in its forms. The time for action is now. Every day that goes by is another day until the next mass shooting.